A legendary champion of tennis once noted that pressure is a privilege. And in a sport known for individual achievement, a team from the city of brotherly love is out to prove why they're up to the task at hand. Stacked with the league's most valuable player, best rookie, and coach of the year, the top-seeded Freedom's most accomplished member is its owner, Billie Jean King. Their opponents, the Lasers, are no strangers to this stage. 6 times they have qualified for the season-ending match, but have yet to claim victory and a championship. Will season 43 finally be Springfield's year, or will the celebration in Philadelphia be a tribute to its storied franchise and greatest fan? The ultimate pressure, the ultimate privilege, the ultimate prize, the King Trophy. It's the World Team Tennis Finals, presented by Geico. Next. Well, the city of brotherly love plays host to the World Team Tennis Finals. From the Dos Calacas Athletic Center at Drexel University, the Philadelphia Freedoms on home soil, looking to win their first King Trophy in 12 years. The Lasers, a long way from the heartland, yes, but closer than ever to winning their first title. A look at the standings, and the Freedoms dominant since day one, including a 9-match win streak. The Lasers locked up second place, breaking a 3-way tie on the last night of the regular season. 3 times these teams have met, and 3 times the Freedoms have come away with the win, including a 2-game win on July 31st. Welcome everyone to the DAC Center here at Drexel University. I'm Leif Shiras alongside Luke Jensen. A dramatic end to the regular season. We've got the Freedoms and the Lasers. And the Freedoms, boy, they have had a brilliant run this season. Why have they gotten so good, so strong?
Well, team effort. You start with the head coach, Craig Carden, and then you start looking at the components. You know, Taylor Townsend, King, they're outstanding.
Yeah, take a look at women's singles first, women's doubles first, second in men's singles and doubles, and third in mixed. So strong top to bottom. But Taylor Townsend has really distinguished herself this season.
She's the dynamite. She's the TNT of this team. You look at the way she hits the ball, left-handed. She's built for indoor tennis. Can serve and volley, chip and charge. She's a very smart tennis player, and she's accomplished a lot this season.
An incredible run for the Freedoms, a different trajectory for the Lasers, who started off the season slowly. At one point, they were 2-5, that they finished winning 6 of their last 7. How did they get so good in the second half?
In my opinion, it was DeJager. You look at the head coach, he talks about having fun and we're going to compete really hard, and you're never out of it in World Team Tennis, so they just kept clawing their way back, and all of a sudden they're in the finals.
Yeah, they've got leadership in the men's singles with Kecmanovic, and also in the women's singles with Vanja King. Here's a look at Misha Kecmanovic, a teenager out of Serbia.
A baller. If you want to see who's next, check out this guy's forehand. Look at his serve. He's extremely explosive.
Great player to watch. He will be playing singles for the Lasers, an important set for them. All of them will be important tonight as we play for a King Trophy. Time now for our Wilson lineups. 2 teams filled with impact players, I suppose you could say. For the Lasers, we mentioned Kecmanovic. He's playing alongside Demoliner Marcelo out of Brazil, acquired at the end of the season from the Breakers, Vanja King, and doubles expert Abigail Spears.
And you got the Freedoms. You got Kevin King, Martin, who's coming off a little tweak with a left knee injury. We're going to watch that. And then you look at Taylor Townsend. She's going to be coming strong in a lot of disciplines here. But look at Atau. She is one of these all-court, all-purpose players, mainly in doubles.
Yeah, she's got a lot of speed on the doubles court, complements Townsend so well. We'll see how they match up with King and Spears. So we're getting ready for the first events, the World Team Tennis Finals, the Freedoms and the Lasers.
Guys. Hello.
There we go.
Oh.
Trying to change these flags out?
We have to change the flags.
ESPN now?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, getting to the game of sport growth, your favorite sport by becoming a member of the United States Tennis Association.
With that open. Can you talk again? Why are you not coming through that well? Try it again. Yeah. Yeah, try that again. That's better. That's better. A legendary champion of tennis once noted that pressure is a privilege. And in a sport known for individual achievement, a team from the city of brotherly love is out to prove why they are up to the task at hand. Stacked with the league's most valuable player, best rookie, and coach of the year, the top-seeded Freedom's most accomplished member is its owner, Billie Jean King. Their opponents, the Lasers, are no strangers to this stage. 6 times they have qualified for the season-ending match, but have yet to claim victory and a championship. Will season 43 finally be Springfield's year, or will the celebration in Philadelphia be a tribute to its storied franchise and greatest fan? The ultimate pressure, the ultimate privilege, the ultimate prize, the King Trophy. It's the World Team Tennis Finals, presented by Geico. Next. The city of brotherly love plays host to the World Team Tennis Finals from the Dos Galacas Athletic Center at Drexel University. The Philadelphia Freedoms on home soil, looking to win their first King Trophy in 12 years. The Lasers might be a long way from the heartland, but they're close to winning their first ever title in World Team Tennis. A look at the standings, proof of just how dominant the Freedoms have been, including a 9-match win streak. The Lasers, well, they broke a 3-way tie on the last night of the season to knock off the Castles and the Aviators for the number 2 seeds. And these two teams know each other well. They've met 3 times, and 3 times the Freedoms have come away with the win. Welcome everyone to the deck. I'm Leif Shiras alongside Luke Jensen. A dramatic end of the season. We've got the Freedoms and the Lasers playing for the King Trophy. The Freedoms only 2 losses this year. They've been the dominant team. Luke, why are they so strong this year?
From top to bottom, they drafted extremely well. In every discipline, they dominate. It's just absolutely clear. In every set, they were better.
Yeah, top to bottom, a very strong team, led, of course, by Taylor Townsend in the women's singles, but every discipline, strong play. First in women's singles, first in doubles, men's singles and men's doubles second, and mixed doubles third. So they've all made contributions, but Taylor's been the standout.
The TNT, the dynamite, the real impact player. No matter what you throw her in there, she's undefeated in singles. Left-handed, loves to play indoors, high tennis IQ.
And look at the number of games won. 60 games won, just 22 lost. Those are impressive numbers because remember, every game counts to the final score in these World Team Tennis matches. Now the Lasers, boy, they were 2-5 at one point in the season, but rallied to win 6 of their last 7. How did they turn it around in the second half of the season?
Coach DeJager has a formula. I mean, they're down, but he goes, we're going to have fun and we're going to compete. When you watch them play, they're always clawing. They're always scrapping. And in World Team Tennis, you're never out of it.
And they also have been very strong top to bottom. In the men's singles, Miomir Kecmanovic, he's been distinguishing himself as a ball player.
You're gonna really like this guy play. I mean, big serve, big forehand, very athletic, kind of like a Djokovic type, but a more modern athletic type.
His idol is Novak Djokovic, and we'll see a little bit of his distinguished play in the singles and the doubles. So can he make a contribution tonight? Here's a look at the Wilson lineups. Kecmanovic is joined by Marcelo Demoliner. He was a late addition to the team from the Orange County Breakers right at the end of the season. And Vanya King and Abigail Spears are super talented.
Now for the Freedoms, you've got Kevin King, Martin. Martin's coming off a knee tweak, that left knee, we're gonna watch that, but he didn't finish strong. Atau and Townsend are completely tough as nails. If they're gonna win tonight and really carry this trophy home, they've got to come through.
Yeah, and obviously Philadelphia playing on home soil. 3 sets of doubles. What do you think it will come down to tonight?
To me, it's Taylor Townsend. She's been the MVP. She's the one who's coming in strong, big serve, and she competes like crazy. And when the home fans connect with her, it gets really loud.
Yeah, these fast indoor conditions might suit her game. She likes to serve and volley. She likes to come in. She's going to be doing some great things, no doubt about it, filled with confidence after winning the MVP award this year. Pretty exciting times for Taylor Townsend and the Freedoms. Billie Jean King is a majority owner. She's about as excited as anyone just to have the chance to play for the trophy.
She's at every match. She's coaching. It's wonderful to see this living legend impacting the team.
Yeah, and I think she takes a lot of pride in seeing everyone on the team making contributions like they have in singles and in doubles.
And it really comes down to the doubles. 3 sets of the discipline is doubles. If you don't dominate there, you're going home with a loss.
That's right, and Craig Carden, well, he's the home coach. He will set the lineup tonight. So the Freedoms will have the advantage, but the Lasers going for their first ever trophy. It's coming up next.
I woke up in Memphis and told people about Geico. How they could save 15% or more, but by just calling or going online to geico.com. Sorry, are you gonna... Every time.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Oh, you're hitting them good, Jay. Have you ever played golf in the snow before?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just going to try to practice for all my life and see what it ends up to. Hopefully I'll be good enough to go to the tour.
Good shot, Big J.
Give me a racket and watch me go. Because I won't come back the same.
Sometimes I'll come back with scratches and scrapes.
Or with stories of great shots
and close shaves.
Of wins for the history books.
And of losses I'll never forget.
But watch me smile.
Say good game.
And put my racket away for now, but not for good.
Because I'll have seen what I can do.
And I know greatness
is waiting.
Sign up with Net Generation, official youth tennis of the USTA.
The World Team Tennis Finals presented by Geico is brought to you by Wilson. Get the best gear in the game. By DecoTurf, official tennis court surface of World Team Tennis and the official surface of the U.S. Open since 1978. By Forevermark, less than 1% of the world's diamonds are worthy of the Forevermark inscription. Forevermark, a diamond is forever. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. So welcome back, everyone. The Handshake Challenge. First time that the players are participating in this, a show of respect and sportsmanship, which was started in South Africa by the Lasers coach, Jan Jager. And their pledge includes that as sportsmen and women realize the importance and responsibilities we have as role models to make a difference. We embrace our role in society and commit to use sport to change lives and to inspire people to be champions in life. We shake hands before and after matches as a sign of respect to our opponents and to challenge them to be at their best. We commit to play hard and tough, but within the rules of our sport. We all support the Handshake Challenge, and let's all play our role to make this a better world. So a nice touch to start off this championship match, thanks to John DeYonger, coach of the Lasers. Leif Shiras alongside Luke Jensen. So glad you could be with us here at Drexel University. And we mentioned the order of play. Now, this was set by the Freedoms. They were the top seed, so Coach Carden was able to set the order. Luke?
Well, look at now. If you look at men's doubles, they want to come out with firepower. Two guys in King and Martin that bring the heat. Everything comes down in this set. How is Martin's left knee? The last match of the season in New York, he tweaked it, had the default out of the men's doubles. So we're going to see. We've been watching him in practice, but a match is a different intensity, different purpose, different pressure.
Yeah, so men's doubles, women's doubles, mixed doubles, and then we'll finish the evening with the women's singles and the men's singles. Craig Carden likes to call Kevin King his closer. The left-hander out of Georgia Tech is a strong player, and these conditions might suit him, although we talked about Misha Kecmanovic, how strong he's been. So we'll finish off the evening with a pretty entertaining event, the men's singles. Craig Carden, welcome aboard, and congratulations being here. Talk about your lineup and how you feel about going with Kecmanovic at the very end.
Oh, thanks a lot, Leif. Yeah, we've been going with this same lineup all year at home, and so we felt like that was our strongest finish was Kevin at the end. Even though he has his record is not great, but we feel like our women can get enough games to set him up to hold serve and possibly close out this match.
Coach, talk about Martin. He's your big 6'6" French player with the big serve. How's his left knee?
Well, the left knee kind of went out on him when we were in New York. It's not going to be a problem, but just in case, we flew in an alternate and Jackson Withrow from College Station. So Fabrice he's fine, and he's the gentle giant, and he brings a lot of game to the doubles court and mixed doubles.
He sure does. Coach Carden, good luck to you. Any keys for you tonight that you whispered in your team's ear?
Well, there are, but I can't say them on TV. Thanks, guys.
Craig, best of luck.
Thank you.
Always a source of inspiration. The coaches are vital in setting the lineups, getting their players right, and, if needed, substitutions. Remember, the sets are just to 5 games. And a 9-point tiebreaker, not a 12, a 9. So the first one to 5 in the tiebreak would happen at 4 games all.
These things happen really fast. And so if you're a slow starter, if you can't get your bearings straight, it's going to be tricky. Remember, they're playing in a new facility. Drexel is just for the finals. They've been playing at St. Joseph's University. So that will be a change not just for the away team, but also for the home team.
Every game counts toward that final score. No ad scoring. It's pretty much interesting. The games, the sets, and the entire match itself could be decided by a single point. In the event we do go to a super tiebreak, it could come down to a 6-all point after all 5 events, so we'll see how that plays out.
Most exciting format in the game of tennis on the planet, because everything's based on pressure, a sense of urgency, getting your game involved in the competition right away. You can't kind of ease into it. You got to fire nose first into it.
And of course, the multicolored court that so defines World Team Tennis has been an integral part of it since 1974, the first season they had play. Here's Marcelo Demoliner. He's out of Brazil. He'll be playing alongside Kecmanovic. And there's Kevin King, Georgia Tech All-American, who's had a pretty solid run. He's alongside Fabrice Martin.
I think the biggest thing you think about is how each player plays off of their partner. Remember, doubles is a team game. You have to shift, you have to move. You're going to see a lot of communication, from verbal communication to signals, and the coach on the sideline has these Geico timeouts. So if things are going bad, you call a little timeout and you settle your team down.
And there's Billie Jean King. Of course, she's sitting alongside the new CEO of World Team Tennis. That's Chris Renner. His first year on the job, taking in all that there is in a season.
First few weeks, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. He's been busy with his travel, I know that. And Billie Jean King, of course, would love to see the Freedoms add to their already 2 titles that they've earned. They won one in 2001 And 2006 was their last.
But they haven't hosted since the 43 years ago.
Amazing, right? So men's doubles to start things off. Fabrice Martin and Kevin King.
King is a rookie. There's a rookie mistake. He's been so effective the entire season around the net, and because of the pressure, maybe he took his eye off the ball at the last second. He's got to play with a clear focus and a clear vision of what he wants to accomplish out here with his game, how to navigate the pressure. Clearly, Springfield is going after King, the rookie. Right away, the first 2 points directed at the American King.
And you can see what an addition Demoliner can be. He's tall, he's aggressive in terms of doubles. The Lasers weren't so strong in doubles. Certainly not as strong as the Freedoms, but you had a guy like Demoliner at the end of the season. He's won every set he's played in men's doubles since.
Now that's the King we've been watching. Making sure the ball is out in front on these volleys, and he's prepared for the second shot. Plays with a lot of energy. He's kind of like a soft-spoken warrior, but I'll tell you, once you get on the court, he burns with a competitive flame.
Fabrice Martin, his third year, World Team Tennis.
Now, if you're new to World Team Tennis this year, Hawkeye Live, you'll hear these voices, these human voices, male and female. That's the Hawkeye, but in real time.
That's right, we've got 18 cameras. They'll make all the calls tonight. There are no challenges. There's a look at one of the cameras. So a number of those cameras are set to record foot faults as well.
3-2.
And I think that's been a wonderful sort of innovation this year is this Hawkeye Live. It makes things move along more quickly. There's no argument about the calls.
It's kind of the developmental innovations of tennis. Things that started for 43 years in this league and have really spread out to the Pro Tour. That's a big hold. Big hold. Down early, serve their way out of it.
Yeah, nice recovery from Love 2 down. Freedoms on the board first. Interesting, it's a look at Kecmanovic and Demoliner. It looks like Kecmanovic is going to serve first. Demoliner, obviously the taller of the two.
But you want to go with the better volleyer. This is the format that Coach de Jager likes. Kicking the set off.
Ooh, a miss hit.
1-0.
That curled its way in. And he's going to take that. Kecmanovic, just 18 years of age, out of Belgrade, Serbia.
I mean, a strong, like, bull kind of player, too.
Yeah, nice step out.
You notice
Martin there.
Both games so far, the serving team has a very active net player. You play doubles at your club in the juniors. Look at this, 18 years old, 6 feet, but he's wide. Talk about strong like bull. He hits like a bull.
Plays at the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. That's some wonderful play.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lee, but that's what Springfield wants. Big hitting from the baseline, and then you like your scat back. You're someone running around the net, trying to intercept. Look at this. Watch the net player here. Interception, won the point.
He left a lot of space open down the line.
Game.
King didn't see it or was unable to take advantage of it, and there's another point, so there's 1 game all. Springfield on the board. And Kecmanovic has had a fair amount of success on the Challenger Tour, still pretty young, yet to make an impression at the ATP level, but he's on his way.
People are talking. I mean, people are really enjoying his talent, his temperament, and his work ethic.
Kevin King out of Peachtree City, Georgia.
That's a suburb just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. 6'3", went to Georgia Tech, has a degree in engineering out of the Kenny Thorne program at Georgia Tech. That's how he plays, athletic. Now that he knows that Springfield is gunning at him, he's ready. Look at how athletic this team is. Martin at 6'6", moving around. Look at that wall they built.
Yeah, Carden's excited about it.
I mean, the fans have turned out for this team the entire season. It's sold out today. They're really feeling the title coming. Talked to a lot of local fans here. Said, how do you feel about the match? It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. They're waiting in line out here to come in. They said another title for Philadelphia after winning the Super Bowl. They want the World Team Tennis King Trophy.
Excellent serve. This one out wide. Another game for the Freedoms. And the format, we talk about the abbreviated format, it's tough to play your way into a set. You've got to get out of the block strongly. You have to do things well right from the first ball.
I've watched a lot of the Freedoms this season, and they do a lot together in their practice sessions. I mean, it isn't just kind of like a groove hit or a little light warm-up. They work a lather as far as getting into their poaching, getting their doubles. They understand how important their warm-up is.
Solid volleys up at the net. Demoliner, we mentioned he had pretty much a full season with the Orange County Breakers, acquired before the final match of the season by the Springfield Lasers.
Last day, correct?
Yes. And he's got a real reach up there, 6 feet 3 inches. You can see long arms, long legs, and I think of him as sort of a Brazilian Max Mirny. He's a beast.
I would go with that. Here's the thing on something like that. If I'm Martin, I go right at the stomach, one of those Yvonne Lendl shots right in the gut. Big players have long reach, but they struggle with the low balls and the body shots.
2-1.
There's an example. There's a Geico timeout called by Martin. They see an opportunity right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Freedoms are taking a Geico timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, Freedoms head coach Fred Martin is calling Geico timeout.
So a quick Geico timeout, 20 seconds for the coach to have a word with his players.
Now what you're going through here is, okay, what's the plan on this next return? Even though the opposition has a 2-1 lead, I mean, you want to see if you can slow down their rhythm, try to get maybe an unforced error, a mental error. As long as the team is on the same page, where's the return going, and are we poaching or staying?
And lays off that one, and it's over the baseline. And Demoliner won his first ATP title this year. That was on the grass in Turkey. So he's making some strides as a player. And I think this season in team tennis is going to only make him better. certainly improved his play from the opening week of the season.
Game Lasers, 2 games all.
All right, so 4 games in the books in this King Trophy match. 2 games all between the Lasers and the Freedoms.
A special thanks to Amerisource Burger for being a presenting sponsor of the Philadelphia Freedoms this season. For product commercialization and distribution of pharmaceutical and manufacturing solutions, we're working with you every day to enhance patient care. Amerisource Burger, we're now reaching partnership, shape healthcare delivery. Come on, fans, let's go down here. 10 fans to rise. For the Philadelphia Freedoms. World TeamTennis final. And the first is 2006, Springfield Lasers 6, World TeamTennis finals. The Lasers are looking for the first championship in World TeamTennis history. We're on serve here at the DAC between the Freedoms and Springfield.
The first event of the day here at the World Team Tennis Finals at Drexel University, the DAC, as the Freedoms and the Lasers wrapping up the season here. Happy to have it in Philadelphia, and the Philadelphia mayor's here, Jim Kenney, is on site. We had an event in Chicago between the Freedoms and the Castles. Rahm Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago, is on hand, so we had a lot of municipal support and city support for these events. Great to have Jim a part of the crowd today.
Well, he's living the dream. He's at a Super Bowl. They win that. Maybe he's bringing the good luck.
Villanova won the title.
City of Champions. Sixers are on their way. Philadelphia Phillies are getting their act together. It is a sports town.
Yeah, check it out. The Eagles, 2018, Villanova in 2016 and 2018, and the Soul from the AFL.
When you watch Martin serve, he not only has the fastball that you would expect from a 6'6" giant, but he's got the changeup. This last kick serve, what you're trying to do is add the topspin to put it over the shoulders of your opponent, make them move their feet, make them hit another pitch.
Out of Bayonne, France, he also, like Kecmanovic, resides in Bradenton, Florida, trains at the academy there too. Talked a bit about the knee that was a problem. He's got it wrapped up pretty tightly tonight, I should say today.
There's that kick serve once again, only 102 miles an hour, but it's the action, how you make the ball talk to really jump off the court, and then you've got a very active partner in King, diving in, sweeping in for the put away. Here's a combination. Look at this. As a doubles player, you're always trying to set up your partner. Boy, are they picking on King once again. They're staying away from Martin, which is interesting because that wasn't the right play to go at King there because Martin was deeper on the formation. But they are picking on the rookie. The monster serve. We play the lets here, so even if it's a little let, you got to play this returner. The other caveat to it is your partner can come in too and sweep in and take it.
Yeah, if that net cord pops up, it's a good opportunity for that man at the net to get involved.
You have to let it bounce. I would say take it out of the air, 2 points for a tag, but that's Jensen innovation.
2 points for the tag?
Yes,
I like
Jensen
that.
rules.
I like that. Go with a body shot and be rewarded. He got jammed on the last volley.
But again, really specific where that was going. Forehand, that's handcuffs you. It's easy to sweep in with the backhand volley. Another smart play from Springfield.
One off. Ladies and gentlemen, Philadelphia is taking a Geico timeout.
Coach Carden with a quick Geico timeout.
I think on paper, when you saw this mixed doubles kind of match, this set, you were going to say, okay, if they can get to a tiebreaker, no one really loses ground. But what I'm seeing from these Geico timeouts from Craig Carden is that he is taking advantage. If we get to 1-2, if we get a point early on, we want to see if we can maybe sneak out a break, pull away, give Taylor Townsend a couple of extra games going in. To the rest of this competition, this is tactically really smart. Carden was winning championships here since '91. His first World Team Tennis title was as a coach in '91 with the Atlanta Thunder. It helps to have Martina Navratilova in her prime playing.
That's right. She was the female MVP that year.
2-1.
2-1 on the Kecmanovic serve. And that pressure of position paid off on that occasion. Martin and King right on top of the net.
You can really feel the energy right now, the intensity in this room. I am telling you, Philadelphia is amped up to close this thing out. Billie Jean King in the box, on her toes, on her feet,
2-3.
cheering on her team. She's been there the entire season. She's taking pictures, selfies. The co-founder of the league. You knew it. Dangerous time for Springfield.
Martin's usually good on the backhand, but he buried that in the net. So here's our first deciding point of the day. After the first break point of the day, of course, it's still a break point, obviously.
Receiver's choice of side here. They're going with King. Very interesting with this. King has been told, instructed by Craig Carden, to go for his returns. Do not just place the ball, actually do something with it. King's stronger on the backhand wing on the return, even though he's left-handed. That's too strong. Nice first serve.
Yeah, that's a clutch delivery right down the tee from the teenager. And here comes Coach DeYonger.
Well, he's breathing a little bit better after being down those break points.
Yeah, there are nerves all over this building, not just for the players, but the players on the bench, certainly in the crowd who have their allegiances being tested.
Well, I will say, Leaf, I don't know if you feel this way, but if I'm Philadelphia, you have everything to lose here. I mean, you've had this great season. Everything's gelled. You just have to cross the finish line. I think there's more pressure on the home team who's expected to win.
I think so too. And I think you would almost say that Springfield might have a little more momentum coming into this match, having won 6 of their last 7. Look at their finals history. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. 3 times they lost to the Washington Castles when the Castles were in the middle of their sort of epic 5-year run.
And one was a heartbreaker. They had match points all over the championship points, and that one kind of slipped away.
Yep. The Castles in 13, 14, and 09. Matchup Freedoms, just a 2-point loss. Oh, that's a great reflex volley. Boy, Demolinaire showed off his skills on this point.
Look how the agility really pays off, and you practice this. See that? As soon as you hit, a good doubles player, net player, gets themselves or herself ready for the next shot. And this is the team aspect. Look at Abby Spears, man, just on her toes, clapping.
It just seems like when you're down love 2 or love 30, wherever it might be, you seem to find first serves. If you're a good server, you find your serves when you need it, and King needed that one.
And all you do is take a little off your first serve. You know, it's nothing wrong with a 3/4 place, well-placed serve, and then let Martin at the net do his magic. They're picking on the rookie again. This is all by design. Springfield's come out with a plan, and they're calling a Geico timeout.
Yeah, you can see Kecmanovic, he can accelerate on the forehand. He did so beautifully there, sharply cross court. What does he do well here, Luke?
Look how low he is. See how low he is? I mean, for a guy that strong, that big, to bend, to use that lower body, that means leverage.
Yeah, he looks a little smaller next to Demolinaire, who's 6'3", but Kecmanovic actually 6 feet tall, so he's got some height.
I think he's more like, honestly, like a Nadal build. You know, a little wider, a little thicker. But boy, does the ball leave his racket in a hurry. Now, if I'm Philadelphia, I make sure I get a first serve in, a good solid body serve that makes your opponent get out of the way of the ball. Because that's what happens if you don't place it right. Wheelhouse winner.
Yeah, this is a shot.
And remember, it seems like every Serbian has a great return, starting with Djokovic, and here's another one that just sends everything back with authority.
Yeah, King is broken, and a chance now for the Lasers at 4-3 to serve for the opening match, and they've got the big man from Brazil, Demolinaire, trying to get it done.
Cut, 1-0.
And then the Lasers have taken a little bit of the crowd's enthusiasm out of this building. Wonderful play from the Lasers.
And look at where they're going. Not to the double specialist for their second and third shot. They're going to the younger kid, the 18-year-old. Force him to come up with volleys. There's a lot of X's and O's going, a lot of tactical awareness, a lot of shot selection.
dueling them at the nets.
2-1.
Boy, this is really interesting how the chess pieces are moving around. The shots here and there, the quick exchanges. Not many times Cardenas faced a deficit early on. He's been a front runner basically the entire season.
And they're able to break down the serve.
2-all.
It's amazing how pressure plays a huge part in these exchanges. At the end, you can see the person who's not as comfortable at the net standing upright. When you're volleying in these reflex volley scenarios, you got to stay low. You've got to keep your hands out in front. You've got to expect the ball to come back. You've got to stay really in a good athletic, ready position for these shots at you.
That's a good play.
When you look at King just battle that backhand return back, he's kind of tapped right in the body, but he guides it away from the net player. Look at this. And then Martin does all the dirty work. Like, he shifts with the ball. If he doesn't shift, that's a winner for Springfield.
Yeah, a lot of experience at play there for Martin. Here's a break back point to force a 9-point tiebreak.
Watch for the down the line return. Martin loves to pull the forehand down the line for the winner.
Game point.
Just missed over the baseline. So here is a deciding point.
Well, if I'm Philadelphia, I go in the two back return positions. A little bit more defensive. You don't have to be as precise with return. But that's exactly what they're doing. King is going to play back. Martin's going to take the return.
Yeah, if it's a good hit, you might see King come forward, but two back. Set point, break point.
Game in first set.
And they get it. Demoliner with a high bouncing second serve. They take the set point, take it 5-3. Yeah, that's a huge start for the Lasers. And what an addition having a guy like Demoliner come in. He's got a French last name, an Italian middle name, and he's from Brazil. He's played some good doubles, and with Kecmanovic, they combine nicely. A chance to catch up with Coach DeJager. John, this was a close one, but you got it. So what was the key in your mind in that doubles?
Well, Leif, I mean, we knew that they were going to target Misha a little bit on the net, and that's what they did. But I think the big thing was that 3-all, you know, Fabrice struggling with his knee. I constantly tell these guys they've got to return up the line because it's tough for him to get up and move to his left with his knee. And at 3-all in that 1-3 point, we called it, and yeah, Misha executed. It's about executing, and the game plans are there, but you know, it's about executing. I thought the guys really executed well in the set.
But JL, talk about the tactics, specifically in the doubles. It seemed like you were having your guys go at the rookie King.
Yeah, you know, a lot of these guys haven't played in big matches like that. I mean, I know you play college tennis and it's a little bit like that, but you know, when you play in a big match like that, you know, it's different. So we did target him a little bit. Fabrice is a good player. He's a little bit of a, you know, miss and hit guy. When he's hot, he's really hot. So it worked out well. I think the big thing is, you know, we saved, you know, 2 3-all points, and tonight that's what's going to determine who's going to win. The teams that's going to win the most 3-all points.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys.
The Lasers take the opening event 5-3. Women's doubles coming up next.
1 minute.
Still nervous about finding a new apartment?
Yeah.
but popping these things really helps me relax. Please don't. I'm saving those for later.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about renter's insurance. Just go to geico.com.
Geico helps with renter's insurance. It's good to know.
Been doing it for years.
It's really good to know. I'll check them out.
Get to know Geico and see how easy homeowners and renters insurance can be.
See out there for Springfield at the James Left down the Spears for 8th year World TeamTennis. He's won 21 WTA doubles title. 2017 Australia Open doubles champion. Jordan Vanya King from Monterey Park, California, their 5th year World TeamTennis. He's a winner of 15 WTA doubles titles and currently ranked number 50. That's their career high in the world of WTA singles. Get to Philadelphia Freedom. Cheers, Black. We have Raquel and Towel, ranked number 36 in doubles in the WTA Tour. Third title 2004. Defended her title in Stuttgart. We got on a Rosenfeld earlier this year. Qualified for the 2014 and 15 WTA Finals. To the Cheers Black with Taylor Townsend, WTT female MVP. Brought to you by our friends at Repertoire. Unbeaten in singles this year. She's 61 on tour in singles. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the second set of World Tennis Finals presented by Geico is proudly presented by Legacy Tennis Education. The event is women's doubles. As will feature for Springfield, Vanya King and Abigail Spears. And for your Philadelphia Freedoms, give it up for Taylor Townsend and Raquel.
Back in the
Ready
World
for
Team
play.
Tennis Finals, time for the women's doubles next.
Ready for play.
Of course, the Lasers gunning for their first ever King Trophy. And you can see that they are 0 for 5, but have had one of the longest running franchises in the history of World Team Tennis, 23 seasons. See the 5-time runners-up and some of the distinguished players over the years, Larissa Neiland, Grant Stafford, Vanya King was an MVP in 2009 for the Lasers. That was the year they lost
Second set.
to the
Spears to
Castles.
serve.
Martin Dahm, great Czech player. So Demoliner and Kekmanovic have done a nice job. They're smiling. They can take a break and watch the women's doubles square off in the second event of the night.
Well, they're playing with house money now because if they could just get to a tiebreaker, I think that would have taken that. But to have a lead now, a nice little cushion for their team going into really the teeth of Philadelphia, which is Taylor Townsend, the destroyer.
Abigail Spears serving.
2-0.
Not an easy half volley, but she handled it expertly. Two of the best teams in the league, the Lasers in second, the Freedoms in first place. Taylor's partner, Raquel Atawal.
Spears really made their way up the rankings. 2 Pac-12 players. Atal played at Cal. Spears played for UCLA, and they really partnered to be a great team. First in the top 10.
Yeah,
so they know each other extremely well.
It'll be interesting, isn't it, to see them across the net from each other. Now they won 14 titles together. Very accomplished pair. And there's Atal with a nice return. 2 points all.
Well, Atal has a lot of respect for Vanya King at the net. Vanya King is one of these Swiss Army knife players that can do everything, singles, doubles, and mixed. But you notice, like, she doesn't stay, but she also doesn't react, which is very interesting. Not to even get a racket out to the ball.
3-2. Let's hear it for the Freedoms, everybody.
We had a player party yesterday in the hotel. It was interesting to see the dynamics of the two teams, friendships that are kind of a little tense right now because of the final.
Abby's 8th season in World Team Tennis.
Lives in the Springs, the COS. Played down at the Broadmoor. It's a beautiful place to go play some golf, play some tennis year-round.
And the Lasers dodge that challenge to hold their serve in the opening game. So you can see the difference now. They get to 6 games to 3 in the total game score.
And that's what you're thinking. You played this, I played this format. It's so important that you're not worried about the overall score, but just winning the game in front of you. And that always solves everything. And the pressure now clearly on Philadelphia to produce a game here, because all of a sudden you start 6-3, you don't want to lose your serve here. And it'll be interesting to see how Taylor Townsend handles this pressure.
Excellent volleys.
Reminds me so much of Martina Navratilova, that great left-hander. A sweeping serve, not a flamethrower, but uses the different kicks and spins, places the ball well. But then she really explodes once they get around the net.
Yeah, it seems like it connects her with the rest of her game, the serve. Good serve out wide as the return catches the scoreboard, hanging just above this court.
And I think the biggest difference in Taylor's game over the last 12 months is that she, talking about being connected to the net, she's looking to move forward more often. She's looking to take advantage of the short ball and serve and volley more often.
That's where the Drexel Dragons, the blue and gold, play in the Colonial League basketball.
3-0.
They had their entire tennis staff out here hitting balls with the athletic director as a gamer himself, and it was really interesting to see how much energy this finals has brought to the university. A lot of buzz around the campus. It's not a bad double fault. It's always the double faults. It's, you know, in that case, not enough legs, not enough topspin, but it's when you double fault. Down break point, that just kills you. Absolutely kills you. But 3-0, not a big deal. Great example. She not just technically hits it well, she attacks it with her feet. There's so much confidence when she comes forward. You can see the point is going to be over. We talk about the modern game often, how players try to extend rallies. She's a kind of a cut of the old school.
Yep.
Let's finish.
And I like the way when she gets a high volley, that's not a ball you put into play. That's a ball you do something with. You know, you're the one taking the risk coming to the net, right? So you have to be aggressive. And aggressive with her feet, as you said, a huge key to finishing. Vanya King, her first serve. Boy, it meant Taylor Townsend's full swinging forehand.
as we see this match go, I'm telling you, it will be all about Taylor Townsend. If Philadelphia pulls this thing through and wins on their home court, it's going to be on her racket. Look at that volley once again. As soon as she knows the ball's coming to her, she doesn't wait for it. She attacks it. A general pattern around the net, just attacking at every opportunity.
So Vanya King, the former MVP at Love 2. And now the Lasers in a bit of trouble here at Love 3. Another good return from Taylor.
Now watch how Atau attacks here. Now that she's got a couple of break points for Philadelphia in her pocket, it will give her the green light to go for the big home run.
Saves one.
Now Spears is laughing, but she'd better start focusing because Taylor Townsend's had some success returning down the line at her.
And Vanya King, a former top 5 player in doubles. She was away with injuries, playing her way back. A former U.S. Open and Wimbledon doubles champion.
Back to back.
So she's got some tremendous international experience.
Way to tag. Look at that aggression. Townsend now really steamrolling around the net, and if I'm Springfield, I got to be concerned because a Taylor Townsend hitting on all cylinders is a very dangerous competitor.
Well, that's a nice move, and you've got to keep the ball down low at the very least. Those high ones, she's feeding out on those. 2-1, excuse me. 2-1 with a break, yes, 6-5.
I'm surprised Springfield isn't going at a towel more often when it's a net exchange.
Yeah. Spears gave that return an investment.
Well, unfortunately, a towel who's got a nice motion on her serve, she only hit that at 81 miles an hour.
Originally out of Fresno, resides in Sacramento. You mentioned college at Cal Berkeley. Ooh, Vanya King lining that one up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Freedom are taking a Geico timeout.
Geico timeout and bring out, honestly, like the medical staff. Take a look at that laser. She stays low, again, compact swing, makes good contact, and again, watch her body moving forward through the shot.
It's interesting, isn't it? Whenever a player loses their serve, suddenly they start returning well. They're trying to answer to the failing they had in the last game, tightening up their focus.
And look at how Philadelphia has responded to their teammates in the men's doubles falling short, so they pick it up.
Yeah.
It's just move and counter move. It's not just the tactics, but the emotions that go into it. If you're not doing good enough, like, you commit to more energy, more focus, more performance. Always been a big fan of Atau. She is honestly like a silent assassin. She doesn't seem like she'd have a big serve, but she does have all the pitches. She can sneak in a serve a little over 100 miles an hour from time to time, and she'll play back sometimes. She'll serve and volley sometimes, so it makes it kind of confusing for the returner. Yeah, that serve just didn't get the placement that she needed it. If you're going to go against King, you have to go wide to the sidelines. You put anything in the body, she's quick enough just to get into position and rip it. We've seen it the last 2 returns from her.
So, break points for the Lasers. Ooh, and that one got away from Townsend. She was right on top of the net. So the game goes to the Lasers, and we're back even at 2 games all, the second event of the evening, the women's doubles.
A tennis league built on innovation, passion, and respect moves into the digital video age. For the first time, fans around the globe can stream every match from the World Team Tennis season on our new channel, WTT.tv, completely free. Watch major champions, incredible point, and rising stars come together to compete for the coveted King Trophy.
So many great points in this one.
This summer, watch the entire season at WTT.tv, presented by Geico.
Now the 43rd season of World Team Tennis comes down to the Freedoms and the Lasers playing for the King Trophy. Second event, the women's doubles, 2 games all. We traded breaks. The Lasers, a 7-5 lead over the home side Freedoms. Drexel University, I'm Leif Sharis alongside Luke Jensen. Glad you could be with us for this one.
Oh, well placed. That's a tricky shot, too. It seems easy, that high swinging forehand volley. But if you don't move your feet in position, it gets a little awkward. So what Spears does is just this gentle nudge. Watch as the replay. Are we just going to see the Freedoms here? But again, away from your opponents, not hitting to your opponent.
Spears coming off a Wimbledon semi-final run in the doubles there, right into the season this year. Playing alongside Alicia Rosalska of Poland. She also won the title in Nottingham. So she brought a lot of winning momentum into this season. Another reason, perhaps, why the Lasers are in this position now. Look at the Americans in the top 50. This is the doubles. Nicole Melikar, she played for the Castles. Abigail Spears, 28. Towel, 36. So Coco Vandeweghe, she had a match with the Breakers this year.
But that doesn't include, of course, the Williams sisters that, you know, if they played more often, they'd be up in those rankings.
And Venus had a couple matches for the Castles this year.
And that would be the same with Keys, you know, Sloane Stevens.
Yep.
You know, we've got some serious American talent that really focuses more on the singles. Hey, and Sloane Stevens plays for this Philadelphia team. By the way, after she played last year at World Team Tennis, she wins the U.S. Open.
That's right.
Kevin Anderson played World Team Tennis, gets to the finals of the U.S. Open. This is a great, great format. You played it, I played it. I always played better after the season.
Yeah, well, you understand the value of a point. Particularly when you have this no-ad scoring, every point is invaluable. So when you come back to do sad, it's, well, this is easy. I can do this. This is the challenge, Team Tennis.
And that's the Terry Challenger. I believe that's her secret pitch. A lot of players don't see that. Left-handed, kick it up to the righty's forehand. You normally see the lefty go into the slice, the cutter, the can opener. But when you have that kick, boy, that's a game changer because now they have to respect another area of the box. That double fault due to the respect she has for Vanya King's return. We've already seen a couple of big strikes from Vanya King, and that affects your serving.
Taylor, 22 years of age, now her 5th season. Born in Chicago, back playing her tennis out of Atlanta.
There's teamwork. Townsend decides. There's that cutter we talked about the last time she served in that box. That's a typical left-handed delivery. Has that little side spin that snakes away from your opponent. And in doubles, that's great for the net player to kind of roam around and intercept anything that looks wounded. What I like about this set specifically is all 4 players are extremely capable and confident in this discipline. There isn't just like the singles only player that plays doubles like a singles player. These are 2 teams, 4 individuals playing as 2 solid units.
Yeah, all of them looking so comfortable in the transition game coming forward.
And in the trenches, when all players are at the net exchanging that firepower, and no one's flinching. I mean, really think about it. Where can you go if you have the ball in your racket to find a weakness? It's really hard right now, and so you're just kind of probing and looking around to see who's dealing with the pressure and who's not.
This is a big point, a second double fault and a deciding point.
Springfield takes a Geico timeout, and this is to add more pressure to Taylor Townsend.
Yeah, you can use a Geico timeout obviously to work with your team, but also to ice the other team. Strategy at work here for Diager, very much in close session with his team.
So much of our job as analysts is to really see body language, and I've been following Taylor Townsend the entire season closely. This is really the match where she looks tense. Usually she's smiling. She's got this towel slap that she does when, you know, momentum and everything. I haven't seen this energy, that smile come out because it's such a big moment.
Wait, please.
Little wide, and Hawkeye Live is making all the calls with the multiple cameras around the court.
The towel's going to break to her left.
Boy, a third double fault, and it comes at possibly the worst time of all, at a deciding point.
4 games to 2.
Well, it's just a really messy game. We haven't seen that from Taylor the entire season. She's been just stellar, but again, she wants to win for her team, and that's why when you talk about this team format, the added pressure of representing a city, a team, a community, it does matter. So I promise you, Craig Carden, the coach of the Freedom, is going to try to get her to smile, that she is the dominant force here in this match, mainly for the Philadelphia Freedoms. As long as she loosens up and goes for her shots, she can lose, but at least walk away saying, this is the way I wanted to play, like my energy, my approach to it. Don't change the way you approach your pressure. If you're smiling, an outgoing personality, do it. She's a little too quiet.
A good, solid defense from King. She's used the lob well today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Philadelphia is taking a Geico timeout.
Philadelphia with a Geico timeout. Craig Carden out to have a word.
Time.
Good return, keeps the Freedoms in this one at 2-1. Strong combination of plays. First it was King, Spears with the finishing touch. And these are set points now.
Look where Spears is at the net, and then she's got to go back. It seems a little awkward, but you're trained to go back and do that scissor kick. That gives you the balance, and then, of course, the ability to hit with power.
Saves a set point. Still set point here, 3-2. Yeah, there it is. King and Spears take the second event, the women's doubles, and they take it 5-2. Welcome everyone to Drexel University here in Philadelphia. The World Team Tennis Finals. The Freedoms on home soil against the Lasers. And you can see the opening two events, the Lasers have jumped out to a big lead. The Daskalakis Athletic Center is the host this year to the 43rd Team Tennis Finals. I'm Leif Shirus alongside Luke Jensen. Glad you could be joining us for this, another brilliant season coming to an end. The Freedoms the top seed, the Lasers the number 2 seed. But the Lasers have gotten off to a great start.
And the Lasers are a big underdog. Remember, they got off to a slow start at the beginning of the season. They've rebounded. It's been fantastic for them today.
All right, let's go down to Vanya King, who played such a critical role in the doubles. Vanya, congratulations. What did you feel was the key to bouncing back from being a breakdown?
Abby and I, just as we did the whole season, playing 1 point at a time, staying aggressive, and committing to our game.
Vanya, you've been part of this Laser family for a while now.
Yeah.
You've seen the ups and downs. Tell me about the culture of your team.
The culture, you said?
Yeah.
Well, JL, yesterday we were at the reception, and he said when he met Harry Cooper for the first time, Harry told him, I don't care if you guys win, but I want you and everyone else to have fun. And I think that that's really what we go out and focus on. We go out and have fun. Of course, we want to win. We're all very competitive, but we go out there, play every point, and we work together as a team.
Vanya, congratulations on how things are going so far. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
We'll be looking forward to seeing Vanya King in the singles a little bit later. Plenty more to come from the World Team Tennis Finals here in Philadelphia. The World Team Tennis Finals presented by Geico is brought to you by Wilson. Get the best gear in the game. By DecoTurf, official tennis court surface of World Team Tennis and the official surface of the U.S. Open since 1978. By Forevermark. Less than 1% of the world's diamonds are worthy of the Forevermark inscription. Forevermark, a diamond is forever. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Welcome back, everyone. World Team Tennis Finals. The Philadelphia Freedoms, by the way, were part of the very first World Team Tennis season back in 1974. Billie Jean King was a part of that team. We caught up with Billie Jean King. We spoke about the innovations that make World Team Tennis so distinctive.
We keep trying to think about the fans. How can they have a better experience every year? Like WTT.tv this year is phenomenal with the streaming. Every match, now we have archival material, which is also helpful. Last year we started with the 25-second service clock, which helps the matches be shorter. And it's amazing how the players really watch it. I mean, they got down to 1 second the other night. I'm like, hurry up. And then Hawkeye Live, oh my gosh, the calling lines. I remember the first match I watched with Hawkeye Live, I'm like, I hear these voices, male or female, and I'm looking for the lines person, they're not there. I'm like, it's so efficient. It makes the matches shorter. The only thing I don't like is it means these people don't have jobs. And it does bother me, but it's totally the way of the future. It's much cleaner, it's much easier, no arguing, and they can still show the call and see whether it hit the line or not, so it's just like a challenge.
What are you most proud of when it comes to these innovations, that they further tennis, that they're taken to the next level?
The thing we try to do is make a better experience for the fans. One thing players don't realize, they think that everyone comes to watch them play, which is exciting and nice, but our job is we're entertainers. But the most important thing is the competition. It's tense. I think WTT people sometimes will ask me, well, it's an exhibition. Oh my God, no. I know I've played everything, okay? I played team tennis, I've won a few Wimbledons, I've won a few Grand Slams. I can tell you, I've never been more nervous, more caring, because it's not about me. It's about something bigger than myself. That's why I like playing Fed Cup. But World Team Tennis is about something bigger than yourself. It's about your teammates. We have coaching, which I think is a huge part of it. And I think tennis should have coaching. We put names on the back. But it's about the fans. But most importantly, it's about the competition. The players absolutely kill themselves. And all of a sudden they realize it's not just for them, like it is in tournament tennis. It makes a huge difference in how you feel. And some players should not play team tennis. They're not team people. We find that if they've got some college experience in the past, I think it really helps. World Team Tennis is what I love. It's men and women working together. All genders can play, and it's really important. And when people watch a match, they see my philosophy on life. That we're all on the same team. Let's work together, compete as hard as we can. You learn leadership and supportive roles, which I think is a really important thing. And children who come to watch get to see men and women working together, all genders, working together to compete and try to win.
Now that's what it's all about tonight, who can win, but we're also experiencing some of the innovations that make World Team Tennis so distinctive. And here are some of the first over the years. The in-match player microphones, 25-second service clock, the encore coaching.
Hawkeye Live. You're going to see no lines people around there, and the Hawkeye Live is now up to speed with the technology. And of course, they don't have this in here, but when I played, let you ride Harley Davidsons on the court. That was an innovation.
That was very innovative. I'm not sure people ever unremember that either.
The ramp really never got involved, but they let us ride Harleys on the court. That was cool. It was a deal breaker in the contract.
Yeah, look around the court. You can see there are no lines people. We've got 18 cameras situated around the court to handle all the calls. So there's no challenge system because it's the same system that would create a challenge that makes the calls. So it's a wonderful atmosphere for tennis, and things move along pretty quickly. Time now for the mixed doubles. Fabrice Martin and Taylor Townsend. Marcelo Demoliner, top of your screen.
1-0. That's a nice start, even though it's 1 point. It tells me Martin, who was kind of tweaked, kind of injured at the end of the regular season just a few days ago with his left knee, is now serving bombs.
So that was Abigail Spears alongside Demoliner.
2-0. Like you can hear the human voices, the out calls, male and female. That's not a line person. That's Hawkeye Live, and the players have really enjoyed just a streamlined, very effective. It's just no arguments. It's the final call. It's the future. That's another bomb.
Now there's a look at one of the many cameras that's alongside the lines. algorithm. All right, the Lasers on the board. I was going to say, Luke, it's an algorithm that calculates the probability of where the ball will land. It's very complicated, but it works, and it's a final judge and jury.
18 cameras, 6 are calling the foot faults. The rest are calling the lines from throughout the stadium up high. And this is exactly what Philadelphia has done the entire season. Use that extra element, their extra factor, that X factor, which is the crowd. They've been extremely effective at home. The fans have really gotten around it. Remember, Philadelphia as a sports town has really picked up the Super Bowl and all the other Villanova winning college basketball. They love their sports there, and they love winning.
Freedoms trying to lock down their third title. They won it in 2001 and in 2006.
The mayor of Philadelphia is here. I mean, it's been a nice turnout. People are waiting starting at 9 a.m. for the 2 o'clock start.
1-0.
There's Billie Jean King, courtside, and you know that she is nervous. Her team, the Freedoms, she's a majority owner. She would take nothing less than incredible amount of pride bringing home another trophy.
That's a net court ace. Talking about the innovations. You see that some in college tennis now, where you hit that serve, both players, both returning players can run up and get that. But that was too sharp, especially for the Philadelphia team playing 2 back, more of a defensive formation. Boy, that's big serving. I mean, absolutely right on the line. Coming in with a lot of smoke.
Yeah, Demolinares played Davis Cup for Brazil, won his first ATP title this year. So he's growing in confidence at 29 years of age.
They go from a normal staggered formation to that hybrid eye. Spears at the net looking to pick off. Very interesting where they go now. Spears is telling the server where the serve needs to go and where she's going to go off of that break.
Game, Springfield, 1 game up.
And kind of a wry smile there from Demolinaire, who went back at Townsend. And Townsend was thinking it was going to go back middle.
But here's the thing. The pressure now right on Taylor Townsend. The last time she served, 3 double faults in the service game, played a little tight. Does she come out of the blocks and use 6'6" Martin as her partner up at the net? If you're nervous, make sure you play solid and let your partner be the hero at the net.
She's the female MVP this year.
Earned it, absolutely earned it.
First in singles, first in doubles. No move there from Martin. I'm a little surprised there. But
that's his responsibility. And again, whenever you see that, that tells me pressure is getting to the heart, the soul, the mind of Philadelphia. Normally a very reactionary net playing team. That is Martin's ball to swallow up.
Went up strong, did Fabrice Martin, the Frenchman. Sides in Bradenton.
Philadelphia's trying a lot of different things to loosen up Taylor Townsend just to have a little bit more fun and play her explosive game. And I think Martin's going to have to be the key component to do that with his athletic shots. Serves going to the tee. Martin's going to break to his right. He's at the net. Very similar on the return side too. Both teams are setting up where they want to go with their first shots. If you're returning, are you going cross-court, down the line, lob, so everybody's on the same page.
Now missed it. Some chances for the Freedoms to get ahead now, 3-1 up. Coming into the season, Townsend really had a fine year. She played her way inside the top 70. Now at 61 in the ranks. She won 3 titles on the ITFs. So she has continued this wonderful run she's had throughout the year. And she's got the game.
But this is really the first time that this team, the Freedoms, have had to play from behind. They've been out in front, knocking teams down early, and Ling keeping the pressure on them. But this is really the first time in the biggest match of the year where they have to kind of claw their way back.
She had the space, she just didn't calculate the net. Caught the net with the shot.
Well, for Spears, when she's picking up that half volley, she's looking at a 6'6" giant coming in, closing. So it's very difficult for Spears to navigate those types of shots. Now a second serve. Opportunity for Philadelphia to rip it.
Good volleys from Spears. She dealt with that pace. Martin's got a nice backhand.
Martin's got a delayed grunt too. If you remember some of the Thomas Moosters and stuff back in the 90s, you hit the ball leaves your racket, and then all of a sudden now you grunt. And Spears kind of has some fun with him on that and grunts back at him after she wins the point.
Won her first major, the Australian Open last year. Also played 1 year of college tennis at UCLA.
And you can see what they're trying to do. I'm talking about Philadelphia at the point of attack. What I mean, as soon as they get the ball in their racket on return, they're moving forward at Spears. They're ripping that return back at her toes and then closing on the net. It's what you do when you're not hitting the ball so effective in doubles, setting up for the next shot. A little thirsty from Martin on that side, especially the return to serve. Here's your first guy goes at a timeout of the mixed doubles.
Yeah, this is a nice way just to reset, catch your breath, make sure you're doing the right things out there. Have a conversation on just what they want to do here.
And remember, this is a new team. Daniel Nestor was normally in this position the entire season until a last day trade happened, and all of a sudden you got a new teammate, new chemistry, new communication.
Yeah, Daniel Nestor went to the Orange County Breakers. Demoliner drove down the freeway about an hour to play in the last evening when Springfield clinched the win with a victory, and he won his doubles that evening. 2 points all.
Boy, is this a big moment here. If you're Philadelphia, you circle the wagons on this one, and you button it up because you can get yourself right back in this match. The first towel slap, that's something that the Freedoms have really started from the sideline to get their crowd going.
Demoliner cleans it up at the net. Here's a deciding point. So gender to gender in the mixed doubles.
And all they're talking about is where's the serve going to go and where do you want the net player to break? Right, left, fake, shake and bake.
The Freedoms get the break of serve. Trying to find a way back, and it's now 8-11. Townsend comes up with this return, and they've got the 3-1 edge in the mixed doubles. Third event of the evening, the mixed doubles. 3-1, the Freedoms have the break advantage, but they're down 8-11. Today at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, we'll be back here on ESPN2 for the Women's Championship match. It'll also be streaming live on the ESPN app. The Mubadala Silicon Valley Classic, the Women's Championship match.
Ready for play!
So Fabrice Martin and Taylor Townsend have the serve. They have a 3-1 lead.
That's a beautiful lob from Spears, and you've got to navigate the scoreboard, the basketball scoreboard that normally is for basketball, and you've got to navigate, so you can't really hit a high lob. You got to go around it, just under it.
And also taking advantage of Martin's sore knee. He did not go back too comfortably there. Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. Taylor Townsend with emphasis.
What's ironic is Philadelphia pulls out the set. This has been the weakest of all the sets. They've been 1 or 2 in every discipline. 3rd in the league in mixed doubles.
1-all.
And there's that scoreboard. Normally in tennis, you throw up that high defensive lob against the big server. That's really not available unless you can go around it.
You what?
You see this format just promotes energy, fist pumping, smiles. Get loud, get energized.
Taylor Townsend cleaning up with that overhead smash.
And one of the things you do on the overhead, you got to make sure you move your feet into position. It's a little tricky for Taylor because she's going away from the ball, but has to set up and place the right shot cross court. And that's their power formation, that power eye that Philadelphia will go into, where Martin at 6'6" will throw the thunder down, and then Taylor will kind of go right or left and look for it. It's a really good formation for big servers. And you see Billie Jean King extremely engaged here. She's been coaching the entire match from the box.
And this is an important game. If you're a Lasers fan, obviously they want to get games on the board, continue to build the game total. And perhaps give themselves a chance to break back again.
Really a lot of pressure on Springfield right now because you at least win a game here. You can lose the set, but you maintain a comfortable lead moving into the strength of Philadelphia, which is Taylor Townsend's women's singles. And we'll finish with men's singles in the 5th set.
Yeah, he made good contact on this forehand. He got out of the way of it.
And it's a short backswing on fast serves. You want to take a short backswing, already kind of pre-assigned where you want to go at the return and drive it.
Missed it.
2-1.
Really picking on the Townsend forehand. Backhand a little bit more compact, but the forehand has a lot of more bite on the ball, but can get a little crazy on her.
Now, quick Geico timeout, 20 seconds for the coaches to get in. A word, maybe a sip of water.
Very similar, both coaches seasoned as veteran players and as coaches. Craig Carden won his first as a coach in '91 with Martina Navratilova in Atlanta Thunder, and that translates all the way to today's players when he's approaching. Talk about good tactics, sound fundamentals, and obviously having the energy when the point starts, because the points end super fast.
And Carden also coached Coco Vandeweghe, Annie Ivanovic, Martina Navratilova, Lindsay Davenport, Lisa Raymond. So he
a lot of Hall of Famers in there. Yeah.
Understands the game. He just keeps coming forward.
3-1.
Kind of looks like a slinky as he's moving forward. He just kind of leaps and bounds here. Starts and watch how he transitions, and he's ready for the ball to come back. A lot of players, they sit and sign autographs, and they're surprised when the ball comes back and they miss a shot.
Game Springfield.
Yeah, good, solid game to get another game on the board. So now it's Taylor Townsend who's going to try and close it out on her serve.
Very interesting. Once again, pressure now goes back on your MVP, Taylor Townsend, who's been stellar the entire season.
Each of these games is so valuable, will ultimately decide the final score, the final victor. Got to continue to win games.
2-0.
It's another overhead off angle we've seen. That means good balance, lots of confidence, because that can get a little tricky up there. Racket goes up, look at that technique, and then the scissor kick.
She's got a couple of set points to work with.
3-1.
The serve that's been so reliable the entire season. It's kind of had its moments, but also its hiccups in this championship match.
Still set point. Yeah, Townsend and the Freedoms take the set 5-2. So a nice bounce back moment for Billie Jean King's team as they get to 12-10 in the total match score and take the set 5-2. Yeah, that was the result the Freedoms needed. Just sort of regain the momentum, regain the footing, and obviously reduce the deficit. So a chance for us to grab a quick interview with Fabrice Martin, who is down courtside. Of course, Fabrice playing alongside Taylor Townsend and able to get the one break of serve on Spears' serve and make it stand up. So while we try to make that connection, you can see we're getting ready for the next match, which will be the women's singles, Vanya King and Taylor Townsend. Of course, the men's singles will be the final event of the evening, so we got 2 more sets to play before we start handing out the hardware. Oh, there's Fabrice Martin. Fabrice, congratulations. What was the key for you guys? You got the one break and you made it stand up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like after the second set, the whole team was a bit down, and because we were down by 5, and I told Taylor, like, let's just play, let's have fun, let's try to keep this good energy that we had the whole season. So I think for us, I think now that we have the good vibe back on, Taylor is ready to go. I pumped like really hard doing my double, so I'm sure she'll like let go now and go for her shots.
Fabrice, towel slap. You guys haven't done enough towel slaps onto the court. That's the whole season.
Yeah,
you've been pulling it. I know it's not an X's and O's,
yeah,
but it's the spiritual energy of your team.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell the team that, and hopefully bring us back good luck for the rest of the match.
Bonne chance.
Merci.
Fabrice Martin, congratulations. Thanks. They made a nice move in the mixed doubles, taking this at 5-2. Springfield, though, still up the 2 games at 12-10. Women's singles when we come back.
From 14 countries across 6 different teams, 43 matches over 3 weeks. 2 players already made their mark and won the Forever Mark regular season MVP honors. Marcin Matkowski of the San Diego Aviators and the Philadelphia Freedom's own Taylor Townsend. Who will be the World Team Tennis Finals MVP? Stay tuned.
Will it be either the Freedoms looking for their 3rd title in their history, or the Lasers searching for title number 1? Let's go Freedoms! We need to make it loud, everybody! We got to capture this trophy! The big trophy! On the line, our finals are presented by Geico. Let's go Freedoms!
The World Team Tennis Finals presented by
The World Team Tennis Finals presented by Geico is brought to you by Citi. Welcome What's Next. Back in the city of brotherly love here in Philadelphia, the Lasers and the Freedoms scoring off for the King Trophy. Each year we look forward to recognizing those players who have made incredible contributions for their teams. The Forever Mark MVP Awards. Players from 14 countries across 6 different teams. 43 matches over 3 weeks. 2 players already made their mark and won the Forever Mark regular season MVP honors. Marcin Matkowski of the San Diego Aviators and the Philadelphia Freedom's own Taylor Townsend. Who will be the World Team Tennis Finals MVP? Stay tuned. And here is a look at the Forever Mark Awards. The male MVP, Marcin Matkowski, playing for the San Diego Aviators, had a great season. Taylor Townsend, we know. Kevin King, right here, the Freedoms, the Rookie of the Year. The female Rookie of the Year, MJ Martinez Sanchez, the Spaniard, played for the Empire. And Craig Carden for the Freedoms was the Coach of the Year. Congratulations to all the players who were recognized for their Rookie of the Year and MVP honors.
Ready for play.
All right, time now for the 4th event. It's the women's singles. Taylor Townsend and Vanya King.
4th set, King to serve.
Vanya King for the Lasers, serving first.
This is going to be a really neat matchup because both players are extremely intelligent on the tennis court with the way they approach pressure. Tactically, technically, they can definitely get things motivated with the way they move the ball around the court and exploit their opponent's weaknesses. For Townsend, it's engaging her forehand, which is her best shot as much as possible. For King, honestly, it's transitioning, putting that short ball into a corner so she can control the court. She doesn't want her opponent, Taylor Townsend, dictating from the ground stroke perspective. There's a great example. King goes down the middle. Townsend takes that ball in the middle, controls it by going sideline early, and now you're King. You're on the defensive, and you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's better from King there.
It's all about real estate. You look at that one, King gets closer to the sideline, puts it in that corner pocket, and all of a sudden now, Townsend's playing the defensive shot. Who's going to control the ground game is going to win this set.
Ooh, that's a nice pass.
And you can see right away, this is right on that. And again, that's a replay, but it's not a challenge or anything. This is new Hawkeye Live technology just showing you where it was. But that's a final call made by the computer system.
Rock solid tennis. It looked like King was in control there, but Townsend got it back.
Townsend really showing you she's got that scalpel out, really kind of a surgeon out there, sideline to sideline, a short angle here, a short angle there. She covers the ball with a little bit more topspin than most WTA players. That makes her unique. If you're not pushing her back off the ball, she's going to tear you apart with her placement and topspin.
First in singles, Vanya King third, but you can see both winning percentages in terms of games won and lost.
This is the Taylor Townsend that won the MVP. Big shots, taking advantage of the weak replies, putting the ball away as a finisher. Look for some serve and volley mix in it. As soon as she starts to dominate here, you'll notice she'll serve and volley every once in a while to keep her opponent off balance. As you watch the dynamic of each point unfold, it's always Townsend the one who's moving forward. She's the one gaining real estate. She's the one moving and attacking as soon as possible. King's having to play too much defense right now. Guy in the building is King on the Philadelphia Freedoms, who has to close out the match in the next set. He wants to play with the lead. He wants to be close enough to really strike to close out this championship.
Boy, wonderful exchange. Vanya King doing a lot of hard work there.
But again, almost like a meaningless point. Again, 3-0, like King's got to start doing that in the first point, the second point. Interesting timeout for Springfield. 3-1, you know, I mean, Taylor was just on the run. You know, she gassed a little bit. Maybe you just keep her on the ropes a little bit.
Unless Coach DeYonger saw something he thinks is going to be important, but I wonder if this is more of a disruptive timeout than it is to help really Vanya. We'll see if he can sort of break up the rhythm of Taylor Townsend.
9.
I love Dion coaching it. You're a college tennis player. I was a college tennis player. We both play World Team Tennis. Love this
Ready
format.
for play, sir.
And it's how you come out of those timeouts, how you come out of those huddles is everything. You see Taylor Townsend a little bit more composed. Isn't a big server, but a very effective server. Only 100 miles an hour, but the ball's tailing away from King, and and Taylor Townsend wins the point on a solid serve.
A great crowd on hand here at the DAC, Drexel University. Now it's Vanya King trying to get on the board. You can see 12 games all. The Lasers need to score some games.
The one thing that has to concern Springfield is all this early momentum is now gone. It's clearly on the side of Philadelphia. It really started in the mixed doubles, and it's carried all over with Taylor into the women's singles.
She needs to play aggressively, just a little too much on that forehand.
It's where Taylor Townsend likes to run around her backhand and really engage her forehand as the primary weapon of her ground game. Didn't get in perfect position, but she drove it nicely to take control of the point. Man, that was a nice overhead.
One, two.
There's that transition, arms up again. She likes that overhead.
Two all.
2 points all. Abigail Spears, King's Laser teammate, looking on. That's in.
And these are the moments that you know as a World Team Tennis veteran that you look at, you start to see that overall score. It's 12-all and you think it's dead even. No, it's the set right now that Taylor's really grabbed onto. And if you're Springfield, you better just watch your targets, watch where you're going with this. It's getting away fast.
Game point. Receiver's choice.
I take a Geico timeout. If I'm Craig Carden, you force King into thinking about it as the server, but he doesn't do it. Taylor Townsend has a choice of sides as the returner. Takes the ad side. Be very interesting. Who imposes their will from the ground here to win this point?
She was serving and volleying there. Oh, that's a good finish. It wasn't a bad defensive lob. King takes the game. Wow, dodges 2 break points.
What's ironic is that King's up at the net now, you know, transitioning up. She's closer to the net than her opponent who's playing defense, and Taylor just doesn't have enough to track that last one down. Defining moment. Let's really highlight that moment here for Springfield. If they win this match, maybe that stops the momentum right here for Philadelphia.
Deciding point. Not the easiest smash, but you got it done. Well, she looks like a player who's played and won a lot of tennis matches, and that's just what she's done this year. A lot of it may have been on the ITFs, but she's won 3 titles. And you play and win a lot of tennis matches, you're going to build confidence.
2-0.
She won the title in Sumter, South Carolina. That was a hard court.
That's in the heat, baby. You get down to South Carolina. I've been down to that tournament a number of times.
Charleston on clay. Dothan, Alabama. That was also on clay.
Sumter's on hard courts in here, and it shows the range that she can play on all surfaces. Really happy for her to kind of get out of that funk that she was in the first couple, moments here in this match. She's turned around in the mixed doubles and shines in the singles.
So a touch on the scoreboard, and the point and the game goes to the Freedoms. 3-1, Townsend and the Freedoms lead in the 4th event. Sports Center after Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN with Steve Levy and John Anderson. They'll take a look at the Patriots receiving corps, plus why Odell Beckham Jr. considers himself a leader, and A-Rod joins the show to break down the AL and NL playoff races. Sports Center after the Yankees Red Sox on ESPN and the ESPN app. Find the King and the Lasers down 1-3 in the women's singles. Just missed.
You just feel that Vanya King is just continues to pull situations out of the fire. Holy cow.
There are never any guarantees in tennis, but Taylor Townsend did not lose a set this season in women's singles.
Times that Philadelphia lost the women's singles, the reigning U.S. Open champion was playing Sloane Stephens.
Yeah.
So you can't put that on Townsend.
And this is how Team Tennis. Sloane Stephens was up 4-love on Madison Brangle in the 9-point tiebreak. Lost 5 straight points. That was in Chicago XS Tennis Village. Kamal Murray and his team hosting that brilliant evening of tennis. Rahm Emanuel, the Chicago mayor, was in attendance. A double fall, that's 2-all. And there's the towel slap. That could be a turning point, Luke.
For the towel slap?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she drove that backhand return. It had spin, it had depth, a lot of good stuff working on her behalf. And King just could not deal with it. And here's another break point. This would get the Freedoms to 4-1.
Game point, receiver's choice. Ladies and gentlemen, Philadelphia is taking a Geico timeout.
Geico timeout.
This is actually a smart move for Philadelphia. Cardenas come out. It's the mixed doubles partner that got her out of her funk in the last set, and now she's playing better. I think this is a good play. And all they're talking about on both sides, what do you want to do with your first shot? Because whoever controls that first or second shot of the point probably is going to win this thing, put the other person on the defensive. If you're Taylor, you want to get engaged with your forehand as much as possible. Get that weapon involved. For King, you want to drive the ball into the corner as soon as you can off your serve. Get your opponent running.
King, solid play from the back.
Surviving.
Able to extract the air,
Second service game in a row where things were looking really bad.
Yeah, she's lost her serve once, and she saved 4 break points in the other 2 games.
I mean, this could have been a bagel for Philadelphia.
So, Vanya King's doing a great job. Interesting season this year in World Team Tennis. We've got so many Kings around. We got Vanya King and Kevin King playing tonight. We also had Evan King. He played for the Breakers. And Darian King, he also played for the Breakers.
Billie Jean.
And plus Billie Jean is here, and the trophy's in her name.
0-1.
She'll just have a team of the Kings.
Yeah. I think Billie Jean King said, I want Vanya and Kevin. There's the biggest king of them all. She's looking a little nervous. Springfield up 14-13.
I just wonder if Philadelphia ends up losing this, if they look at those 2 missed opportunities to break King, her last 2 service games, go, boy, that really stopped our momentum.
Yep. You can see that trophy, 5 individuals holding the top half of the trophy. Each player and coach, mixed gender team, each making an equal contribution. And here's 2-1.
I will say this is really a reflection on Taylor's confidence, maturing as a 22-year-old into the best years of her career coming up in the next 4 or 5. When she loses those opportunities to break her opponent, it doesn't drag her go into her service games. She's played confident, really strong service points. players, sometimes it affects them in the rest of their set. Really good stuff from Townsend.
You know, and you like the play from King. She was trying to make something happen. Went into the forehand, though, and Townsend delivered a brilliant pass cross court.
Picking up the ball early on the rise, especially off the bounce, where you can take time away from your opponent to react. Look at that. She goes to Billie Jean King with a fist bump. And I don't blame her. She had to get her track shoes on and run like bolts up to this in the and then to control it down the line. Extraordinary.
Yeah, Townsend's high bouncing ground strokes really a challenge for King, who's just 5'4", to get on top of that bounce. Wow, what a shot.
There's so much confidence in that swing.
Well, this game could be the difference between a one-game deficit or a tie going into the final event of the evening. She's got it.
Fourth set.
Taylor Townsend. A brilliant set of tennis. Able to break Vanya King a couple of times. And you see taking the set 5-2. And now the Freedoms. Is that their first lead of the night? Yes, it is. 15-14. So Taylor delivering when she needed it most for herself and for her team and for this full house here at Drexel. Taylor, congratulations on a great set. 2 breaks of serve. What was your strategy or thinking going in?
Thanks. I just tried to stay focused and just do everything that I've been doing the whole season. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, but I just try to enjoy it, and my coaches and my team just try to get me to have fun.
Talk about the Billie Jean King influence. I see you turning to her and pumping your fist, getting her fired up. She's always excited watching you play.
Yeah, she's so competitive. I think anyone knows that. So she's playing every point with us, and I think that her sitting up there is just, you know, it's cool. And there's some points that I played that I got pumped up and looked at her.
I bet you she's happy to see you volley. Where did you learn your volleys?
My coach, Mr. Young, he taught me. I mean, he taught me how to play since I picked up a racket. So he's the one that taught me everything about my game and everything that I'm doing to get back to where I am.
Well, it looks like it's coming together sweetly for you, Taylor. Good luck in the final set.
Thank you.
All right, the Freedoms have a 15-14 lead. Pushing for a title. It's been 12 years since the Freedom won a title. The King Trophy, it's within reach.
Daniel Nestor and Renee Stubbs win.
Back in Philadelphia, the World Team Tennis Finals, the final event. The men's singles will decide it. The Freedoms have a one-game lead, trying to add a third title to their franchise resume. The last time they won it, 2006. That's Daniel Nestor and Renee Stubbs closing it out in the mixed doubles. A big win for them. Craig Carden was the coach. Frederick Niemeyer, Lisa Raymond, Venus Williams, all a part of that championship side. You see Billie Jean King herself was there getting a hand on the King Trophy. And here's a look at the franchise history. 19 seasons in the league. And of course, their inaugural season was 74. I think Billie Jean King was MVP that year. They played the Denver Rackets in the championship match.
And let's mention the Elton John song, Philadelphia Freedoms.
Balls down, please.
That's right.
For this team, for Billie Jean King.
He wrote that in 1974, released in 75. He recorded it during the Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboys recording sessions. And of course, made it a gift for Billie Jean King, and it's been a part of the folklore here in Philadelphia ever since.
King to serve.
So, Kevin King going up against Misha Kecmanovic.
Here's my concern with the closer, Kevin King. He's been stellar the entire season. He's had a lead, a bigger lead. Now, even with the one-game lead in his serve, there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
Yeah, he's
to
definitely
close the deal. He's a rookie.
Exactly, and definitely the better man transitioning, but in baseline play, you feel like Kecmanovic will have a big advantage.
The other thing you remember, Kevin King had some plate sets the first set. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
They realized it?
That's critical. Here's a look at the rankings in the Lasers. Kecmanovic has been brilliant, and the Freedoms equally solid. So the best two men's singles players. This youngster, it's a cauldron of pressure out here. He's going to be tested in today. See what kind of fibers he's made out of.
It's unbelievable. You play this whole set, you're crisscrossing the nation, and it comes down to one set of 5.
Kevin King, he's a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech. Played for Kenny Thorne at fine school. Yeah, that's pretty comfortable defense. I mean, he just didn't look bothered.
1-3.
But if you notice, watch how the weight of passing shot. You know, it's not just on you quickly, but it just almost rattles the racket out of King's hand.
And that dippy spin at the end of it. So break points right out of the blocks for the Lasers.
And if you're King, you gotta worry about the fundamentals. The best thing he can do is concentrate on throwing that best pitch on the first serve, wherever he wants to go with it. Good body blows, especially against a ball striker across the way. Make sure they have to get out of the way of your big serve. And then as a lefty, use your leftiness. Use that breaker out here.
Game point. Receiver's choice.
Boy, this is a good volley. He goes down and gets this one.
And all you're thinking about is a volley to make it. Like, don't miss it. Doesn't have to be a winner, but you can blow it if you're not watching that ball.
Here's a deciding point.
Well, circle that one. So many important moments in this match for him to hold and just keep that lead.
Yeah, that's pretty clutch. Down 1-3, 3 consecutive points.
Both players haven't played since the first set. It's men's doubles to come out of the cooler and perform. It was big for King. Now, because King, we've seen this the entire set with King. If he's holding serve, he takes more chances on the return. He's not really worried about missing shots. He wants to put more pressure on his opponent by attacking. It changes the dynamic if he's not holding serve well, and that messes up that kind of game plan, that offense that he wants to run. There's an example, 2 cuts. That's fine, he's got a 2-game lead. He's not gonna sit around and play rally ball with this big moose from Siberia who's got the heavy ground stroke.
Yeah, born in Belgrade, in Serbia, now resides in Bradenton, Florida, plays at the IMG Academy, does Kecmanovic.
Travels with his own team. This guy's like a trainer and a coach, hitting them.
Kecmanovic already has a couple decent wins. Beat Francis Tiafo, Jordan Thompson, Norton Fratangelo, some of the guys who've been around. And oh, he made the right move, missed the volley.
That stresses a lot of pressure on both of these players. Young players with a lot on the line.
Missed it.
Now King plays a really smart pass here. We call it the 2-shot pass. He's out of position on this running forehand. Instead of going for the winner down the line, the Sports Center highlight shot. He plays a smart shot, spins it, watch this. Not a lot of pace, and now he's playing for the second shot. Forces his opponent into a difficult volley.
3-all game point, receiver's choice.
So this game will come down to a single point.
I'm really surprised Philadelphia hasn't called the Geico timeout just to freeze the youngster.
It's in!
Game, Philadelphia!
Freedoms come up with a break.
Think about how fast everything's turned around. King serving the opening game down break points. You're thinking, boy, Springfield's got to be loving this. And all of a sudden, boy, have things turned around. A top spin lob that really has been the difference now to separate. So much you talk about competitors, how they deal with adversity. In King's case right now, how do you deal with prosperity? He has been the closer. He's been this kind of guy in the draft that was like, I like his game. Let's grab him. He can play doubles. He can kind of do a bunch of things for us, athletic. And now he's got to put this thing away for this city. It's a mindset. It truly is to play with the lead. You start thinking about the scoreboard, thinking about the finish line. This is where players and competitors get tight. It's going to be very interesting to see how he continues to use his weapon, that big lefty serve.
Made that service return back into play, and it paid off.
That's where you go with the girl here. We go with the girl as a lefty that's serving out wide. John McEnroe, Jimmy Connors, Navratilova, Laver. Don't go away from the girl. You continue to work your opponent off the court.
Oh boy. And here is Craig Carden for the Geico timeout. Bring in a little bit of water as well, just to make sure his man is right.
Bring him a masseuse. Get a little, get loose. I think the biggest thing is to make sure you're throwing your right pitch. It doesn't have to be an ace.
Yeah.
Get in. Don't get into ground stroke exchanges here. You're athletic. You're very capable around the net. He's hit some clutch volleys so far. Get the point over by you moving forward.
Time.
Yeah, Kevin King was a mechanical engineer at Georgia Tech. I asked him, what would be the most difficult class you went to? He goes, thermodynamics. And I thought, too good.
Hey, you went to Princeton. You must have taken a bunch of those classes.
Thermodynamics, physics, yeah, all those. Not. Break points for the Lasers. And a double fault. So, 17-15. Kecmanovic gets back on even terms, but now he has the pressure on his own serve to continue to stay even and try and get a few more games on the board.
And what concerns me with King, it was so ugly. It was just an ugly game. You had all this momentum. You hit this winner topspin lob. That's the way to come back.
0-1.
Calibrates his forehand going inside out right here. Watch how he turns, sets up, explodes into that swing.
It's a fairly quick indoor court. And here's confirmation from Hawkeye.
King has his feet set up, almost kind of old school tennis where we were taught to transfer your weight at all times. It's more of an open stance, semi-open stance game these days, but boy, he's really cut from the old school by transferring. Transferring his weight into the shot, and it's tough to do it. Now, King's a guy who's coming off an injury too. He lost his ranking, had to take over a year off with hip surgery. And usually for a tennis player, that's a death sentence.
Yeah, Vanya King had a hip injury. She's back. See, Andy Murray's trying to play his way back. A few setbacks along the way. Look at a second serve. Found the net instead.
But this is where your mind will play tricks on you. It will test you. What is the pressure telling you? It's telling you basically, if you don't go for your shots, you are not going to win this. There's another opportunity right now. He has got to step up and go for a winner.
Again. So Kevin King reestablishes. It's 3-1 for the Freedoms. And 18-15. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. The Yankees and the Red Sox play the final game of this big 4-game series at Fenway, with Boston going for the sweep. Our coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown, and both are streaming live on the ESPN app.
Ready for play.
It's the Freedoms and the Lasers here in Philadelphia. The Freedoms trying to join the Eagles and Villanova as champions. A couple games away. The Freedoms were leading 15-14 going into the final event. If they win the final set, it's over. If the Lasers and Kekmanovic can win the set, they could possibly win it depending on the total game score, but it could also force a super tiebreak.
And in Philadelphia, that's what you want to see from King. Like, don't get cute, don't get it complicated. The pressure's on the other side, so go with your best stuff. Traditionally, lefties are so effective serving it out wide in that ad court. is the Freedoms team, the energy, the passion, the performance we've seen the entire season. It's been choppy this match. That's why it's so close.
Kevin King, a rookie, his first season, but his role as the closer. It's fortified by play like this.
Remember, you see the score, the Lasers won the first 2 sets, men's doubles and women's doubles, 5-3 and 5-2. They had everything to play for here, and it's really fallen on really the wrong way. Mixed doubles and women's singles went 5-2, 5-2 for Philly. These are my favorite moments as a player. I mean, honestly, this is the moment where you got to come up with your best stuff. And even if the other side knows it's coming, and I'll say it once again, if he doesn't slide this thing out to the two-hander, the two-hand backhand of the righty, he's missing a great advantage being a left-hander.
He was headed in that direction. Kecmanovic with a second serve. Yeah, he is rock solid. And a beautiful forehand to get to deciding point.
Ladies and gentlemen, Springfield head coach Jake Almeida is calling Geico timeout. Let's keep it loud, everybody. We have to start.
This is a beautiful swing. I mean, textbook. And that's why so many people in the game around the world say this is one of these it kids, 18 years old, really hungry. Love his work ethic, love his mental toughness. Look at this, is a tough spot for him.
Yeah, he looks like a pretty cool customer with so much pressure going on around this court. I think you say the same thing about Kevin King as well. See some of the crowd on the edges of their seat. It's that time, deciding point. It's wide. So we've had 4 breaks of serve.
Philadelphia leads 3 games to 2.
Back on serve at 2-3.
The crowd is absolutely shocked. Every time they needed a big point in the season, King provided the best shot, the most sound, pressure-packed moments. Now, when he has the chance to throw the knockout punch, he's struggling.
A brilliant tennis point. King did not play a bad sequence of plays.
No, not at all. But again, it's the loose airs. It's when he has to put the ball away and finish off the point.
Yeah.
It's just misfiring.
But what hurts most is he was up 3-love in that service game that he lost. 3-love.
I mean, here's a good example of just letting go on the backhand, just driving it into the corner. Boom.
again, just playing through the pressure so brilliantly. I mean, that's a lovely forehand cross court, but it was set up by a couple of the good plays before that. This one right here, look at how it opens up the court.
That's what you like, taking the ball early, world class on both wings.
And the crowd is silenced just a bit as the Lasers and Kecmanovic playing a great set of tennis.
Game, Springfield, 3 games off.
So 18-17. And so Kecmanovic has come back from a breakdown twice in this final event.
I'm really impressed with his kind of emotional makeup. He's hung tough, he's not too high, he's not too low, he just kind of showing that championship fiber, that strength.
His idol is Novak Djokovic, so maybe he's taking a page out of Novak's book about playing through the pressure. Taylor Townsend imploring Kevin King. Just has struggled to find first serves when he needs them most.
I am so surprised that Philadelphia is not serving and volleying. King is not getting the points over. He's losing the ground stroke exchanges. Getting pushed around with better depth.
Yeah, but maybe missing the first serve. Maybe he doesn't want to come in on the second. See what he does here.
He hit the King Trophy. You can't serve. It went through. He knocked down the King Trophy, son.
Ooh. Close one along the sideline. There's the King Trophy and awaits the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, Freedom's head coach Craig Carden has called a Gutko timeout. Gutko said we keep money.
So that's love too.
And just moments ago, you're thinking Philadelphia has a massive edge with that break and through. All of a sudden, just think about this. Springfield breaks, holds.
Over. 19-18 it would be, right? Oh boy. I mean, remember, Philly was up 18-15.
Time.
With a break advantage, up 3-love on King's serve. So that would have been 4-1. No guarantees, but certainly a little bit closer to the goal.
Well, considering where the momentum is right now with Springfield and so much pace. Just, this is, Philadelphia is imploding right now. Taylor Townsend is going to the crowd to lift her teammate. Think about King, who had to take a year off to rehab from a hip surgery. All the sacrifice and suffering to go through that. Is his career over, the rehab, and now he's back in this position. These massive moments. That is not an easy overhead. It goes above the direct lighting, so it kind of goes in the dark a little bit. He's able to calibrate everything, set up his footwork. Here's a good example. Arms up, set up, execute.
And the Lasers.
Springfield leads 4 games to 3, fifth set.
4 games to 3. You can hear Rich Yarla, the umpire, calling out the score, and this is where we stand. Misha Kecmanovic with a chance to bring the Lasers a championship if he can hang on to his serve.
Remember, Springfield is 0-5 in finals at the doorstep of their first championship.
Yeah, he has been rock solid on that backhand. Really enjoys the cross court. It doesn't look like it's going to miss too often. And Billie Jean King knows this one might be slipping away. Oh, yes.
What a response to attack, and shots that have been going haywire. That volley wasn't reliable last few opportunities. This one is. Look how he moves forward and knows exactly where he wants to place it. Biggest moments of the season right now.
Gets it done the second time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Springfield is taking a Geico timeout. Timeout.
Now, and King is just going into I'm not going to miss mode now, and he's completed a couple of nice moves forward.
But placing the ball well, not getting so defensive to put it in the middle of the court and get dictated to. He's now doing something under such pressure. I can't express how much is on the line for both of these teams. They've honestly been on planes and all hotels and doing it all the entire season. Road weary to get to this moment. We're down to the last few points of the championship the entire season.
Boy, that's a combination of pretty impressive plays.
But look at the mental makeup from the 18-year-old here. Just setting up, doesn't lose his focus, maintains his proper technique.
He's got a good one on that forehand. And here is championship point for the Springfield Lasers. The Lasers take home their first King Trophy. A remarkable comeback in the last couple of moments, and the Lasers, thanks to Misha Kecmanovic, take it 19-18. I mean, what a moment for the Springfield Lasers. And having had the taste of 5 championship losses, now they get the sweet taste of victory.
Thank you.
A remarkable moment. You see Marcelo Demoliner congratulating his teammate. And what a brilliant moment. Demoliner, who was playing on the Orange County Breakers, who are outside of the championship qualifications. Here he is a part of a championship team. Paul Mahan, our general manager, is going to enjoy the moment as well.
It's an amazing moment for Springfield in World Team Tennis. I mean, think about this.
So everybody had the puzzle, the piece of the puzzle. You were unbelievable tonight. You were great tonight. You were awesome tonight. You were awesome. Hey, those two games were massive. Those 2 games were massive. Great job. Hey, 23 years Springfield has been waiting for it, and we brought back today.
Did it.
Everybody. Well played. Ladies on 3. 1, 2, 3.
23 years Springfield's been waiting, and they deliver a victory here in Philadelphia. A come from behind win in the end. They were down the stretch, but found a way through. 19-18, they take it.
Welcome back to Philadelphia.
Performance of all the players tonight. It was just a brilliant match. Congratulations to both teams for being a part of this. It's my privilege now to introduce the CEO of World Team Tennis. That's Chris Renner.
Thanks, Leif. Thanks, Leif. It's been an exciting season in so many ways for World Team Tennis, and this final has been the perfect culmination of 3 weeks of serious competition with some great teams. I'd now like to take a moment to thank some of the folks that have made this season and this evening possible, including Geico, our official presenting sponsor for the league, as well as the officials, the volunteers, and the ball kids, as well as you, the fans, that have followed your teams and supported them throughout the season and cheered on the players. And lastly, I'd like to ask all of you to join me in recognizing these great athletes who fought through the season to make it to these finals, and we thank you for representing the league, your communities, and your team so well. And congratulations to the Springfield Lasers, our new champions of the league.
Thank you, Chris. And I'm going to ask Chris now to present the finalist plate to Billie Jean King, the owner of the Philadelphia Freedoms. Congratulations, Freedoms. Please welcome Kevin Lane, the Vice President of Sales at Forever Mark USA, the diamond brand of the De Beers Group of companies. Kevin will present this year's finals MVP with a 1-carat Forever Mark diamond. Every Forever Mark diamond undergoes a journey of rigorous selection. Less than 1% of the world's diamonds are worthy of the Forever Mark inscription. 2018's most valuable player plays for the Springfield Lasers, Misha Kecmanovic. Congratulations, Misha. 1-carat diamond from Forever Mark. Misha, how did you keep your cool coming down the stretch? That was some pretty tense moments, and you really played some brilliant tennis.
Yeah, it was definitely tough in the end. You know, we were behind a lot, but I tried to keep calm. I tried to stay focused throughout the whole match, and thankfully it paid off in the end.
Congratulations, buddy. Great effort.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Misha Kecmanovic, our MVP. And now, a chance to call up our commissioner. That's Lana Kloss, and she has the privilege of awarding a trophy that's been waiting 23 years to Mal Nahan and the Springfield Lasers. The Lasers, this was their 6th final. And they were 0-5 coming in, but they finally got over. Congratulations to the Springfield Lasers. Thank you, everyone, for supporting another brilliant season here in 2018. The Freedoms and the Lasers, it's been a great season. Congratulations, guys.
Take the trophy. When we come back to Philadelphia, more World Team Tennis Finals brilliance. Springfield 1918 in Philadelphia.
The World Team Tennis Finals presented by Geico has been brought to you by Wilson. Get the best gear in the game. By DecoTurf, official tennis court surface of World Team Tennis and the official surface of the U.S. Open since 1978. By Forevermark. Less than 1% of the world's diamonds are worthy of the Forevermark inscription. Forevermark, a diamond is forever. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
And there's Springfield, who came in a massive underdog against the number 1 seed, Philadelphia. Goes down to the last game. 1918, Springfield Lasers over the Philadelphia Freedoms. What a great moment for this franchise. The King Trophy is won by a team that was 0-5 going into this championship, but number 6 is a charm. For all the players, the owners, the fans of World Team Tennis. Stay tuned for more World Team Tennis action. Coming up next, Chris McKendry, Pam Shriver, Renee Stubbs, and the Mubala Silicon Valley Classic. More tennis on ESPN.